This is my guest, and today I am going to be talking about lowering college tuition. Education has been considered a great change and adaptation in today's society. It offers individuals the chance to extend their educational career beyond grade school in order to help improve their educational status and their contribution to community. However, the overwhelming cost of higher education in the United States are not fulfilling the oath that was promised to them. According to CBS News, between 1980 and 2023, the average price of college tuition, including extra fees, potential room and board, etc., has skyrocketed 155% according to the National Center for Education Statistics. With college tuition now being a burden to most students and an extra heavy weight on their shoulders, this has left them with lots of debt, limited career choices, and lowered prospects for social mobility. Colleges must understand the detrimental impact that student loans, as well as raising the tuition, has on young students, and realizing that college tuition should be lowered in order to ensure that everyone has an accessible approach to education by also reducing the student debt crisis and then strengthening the nation's economy. First and foremost, the cost of tuition creates barriers to higher education, particularly for low and middle class income families. As someone who strives off of being a FAFSA child, I rely on it for a lot of my tuition, but the student loans also come in and out with FAFSA giving me the money. According to the College Board, the average public 4-year in-state tuition is around $11,610, which is $300 higher than in the 2023 to 2024 school year. These costs typically include expenses like housing, books, board, transportation, dining, and more. Um, with with tuition typically meaning taking out money that adds up to this enormous debt, this now makes the federal student loan debt exceed $1.7 trillion. Lowering the tuition would not only make more colleges accessible for people who want to further their education in a certain degree or a certain major, but it'll also help them with the fact that sometimes these people can't keep up with the strain of money that comes with it, but it also gives students from all backgrounds and equal opportunities to succeed. Along with the rates of tuition rapidly increasing, this gives not much wiggle room for institutions and universities with their enrollment rates. How you see it is, if the tuition is high and the students cannot afford it, they don't attend the college. This decreases the enrollment rate at many different universities, and it also decreases their income, which then they have to budget their income and then basically check out a lot of areas where they are putting their money and cut those out. According to the U.S. Department of Education, a $100 increase in tuition and fees would lead to a decline in enrollment of about 0.25%. In this, the tuition a student receives from a university affects the enrollment drastically. Not only does tuition affect students and their families with debt, but it also negatively impacts institutions just trying to get by and do their thing. Lastly, lowering tuition would also have significant benefits for the environment and community as a whole. Even though a very highly educated workforce drives productivity and competitiveness, fewer individuals pursue these higher educations, which leads to a gap in skills in the skills industry, because most colleges are on the expensive side, so people would rather just take their chances than put thousands and thousands of dollars into something they can just learn themselves. Lowering tuition can increase enrollment, reduce dropout rates, and ensure that more students gain these skills and knowledge necessary to help extend their future and all their knowledge and educational skills used towards what they want to do in the future. Some alternatives can be petitions throughout campuses to instruct administrators that the tuition increase is actually not good, and there is a more unrealistic approach, as in going to like the president or the board of the university and addressing the situation at hand. Even though this is like not ideal, if the campus and the community come together as a whole, they can see how drastic the situation is and how the severity of it. Some people may argue that lowering tuition would cause a strain on certain budgets or universities, but these challenges can definitely be overcome with a little rearranging and decision making, basically trying to figure out which is better to put the money towards, this or this. For example, there's some states like Oregon that have already implemented tuition-free colleges, community colleges, that have shown great success while also proving that it is possible to make college an acceptable and accessible thing for everyone. In conclusion, lowering college tuition is not quite a policy choice, but should be of the utmost importance and one of the main priorities to ensure that everyone has a chance at completing education beyond grade school or even has a shot at it. Investing in more affordable education can help universities and institutions grow, as well as these people in the institutions and the administrators in them. To make universities what they once were, something needs to change, and we can be the ones who start the change. Thank you.